If I knew that was our last Christmas, I would have stayed a little longer. The tree was glowing, the snow came down. You were laughing, everybody was around. I said I'll see you next year, like I always did, never knowing how much I'd miss this. We always think there's one more Christmas left, one more Christmas, one more night, one more picture by the lights, one more memory I could hold before the story got too old. One more Christmas, that's all I need. One more Christmas with you and me. Now December feels different, the lights don't shine the same. Everybody's singing, but I only hear your name. I still save your seat when the family gets together, and for a moment I pretend it's forever. One more Christmas, one more night, one more picture by the lights, one more memory I could hold before this story got too old. One more Christmas, that's all I need. One more Christmas with you and me. I don't need presents, I don't need snow. I trade every gift for one more hello. One more Christmas, one more song, one more chance to sing along, one more smile before goodbye, one more star in the winter sky. One more Christmas, that's all I choose. If I could spend one more Christmas with you. If I knew that was our last Christmas, I would have stayed a little longer. I gave you all my colors till my world turned gray. Every little part of me slowly faded away. You became my religion, my reason to survive. And somewhere in the process I forgot my own life. Blue screen memories living inside my phone, 1,000 little pieces of a life I've outgrown. Every text says forever, every picture says stay. Funny how forever ended without either of us saying. Blue screen memories still lighting up the dark, and every time I find your name, it breaks my heart. To be the first one at the top of my screen. Good morning text, good night calls, and every little thing between. I became what you needed, soft enough not to fight, quiet enough not to leave, broken enough to stay. Screen memories, but maybe that's okay. Maybe growing up means learning some things were never meant to stay. Maybe healing isn't deleting every trace of yesterday. Maybe healing is accepting that people change along the way. Blue screen I can face the dark alone. I'm still here somewhere underneath the damage. 3:18 a.m. I'm standing in front of the mirror. Same tired eyes, same heavy heart, but somehow I'm still here. I'm broken but trying, and maybe that's enough tonight. I didn't win today, I didn't heal today, but I survived. And sometimes surviving is its own kind of victory. The bathroom light is too bright, my eyes are bloodshot. I splash cold water on my face like it might wash away everything I'm carrying. It doesn't. The bills are still there, the memories are still there, the anxiety is still there, the loneliness is still there. But so am I, that's got to count for something, right? Everybody sees the smile, nobody sees the conversations I have with myself at 3 in the morning, just trying to make it through. Some nights getting out of bed feels harder than chasing any dream, and nobody claps for that, but maybe they should. I'm broken but trying, still standing somehow, still broken but trying. And tonight, that's enough. Yeah, I used to think healing and waking up one day and feeling nothing. Now I know healing is waking up and choosing to keep going, even when you still feel everything. I found an old picture today, didn't cry, didn't smile, just looked at it and kept moving. That sounds small, but 6 months ago it would have destroyed me. Maybe progress is quieter than we think. Yeah. Nobody posts the nights they almost gave up. Nobody posts the panic attacks, the empty apartments, the silent drives, the mornings they spend trying to convince themselves to keep going. But that's real life, not the highlights, not the filters, not the captions, just ordinary people fighting battles nobody can see. If you're listening to this at 3 a.m., I need you to hear me. You don't have to be healed, you don't have to be strong, you don't have to have everything figured out. Just stay, just make it to tomorrow. That's enough. I'm broken but tried, and maybe that's brave. Maybe surviving is something worth celebrating. I'm still learning, still hurting, still healing, still climbing, still alive. For tonight, that's enough. The mirror hasn't changed, the problems haven't changed, the world hasn't changed, but one thing did. I made it through another day. 3:47 a.m. I turn off the light, and for the first time tonight, I believe tomorrow might be okay. I'm broken, but I'm trying. I still have the key to an apartment neither of us lives in anymore. Maybe that's why I can't let go. Shattered dreams, that's all that's left. A future we planned that never happened. Some people miss a person, I miss a life that almost existed. 3:27 a.m. Red lights blur through the rain. The city's still awake, I'm not. My hands know this road without thinking, the same road that used to lead me home. Funny thing is, the apartment's gone, you're gone, everything's gone. But somehow I still slow down when I pass the building. Like part of me is waiting for a version of us that never came back. Everybody says you have to let go. Nobody tells you what to do with all the memories after. Shattered dreams scattered on the floor. We were building forever. Now forever isn't ours anymore. Shattered dreams still living in my head. I stopped talking to you, but I still talk to the future we never had. I found a list first. We wrote together cities we'd visit, names we'd give our kids, a dog we'd adopt, a house near the ocean. Tiny dreams, ordinary dreams, the kind that hurt the most because they felt real. Not impossible, not imaginary, just one decision away from becoming our life. Sometimes I think that's why moving on hurts. Not because I lost you, because I lost everything we were supposed to become. Yeah. People think heartbreak is missing somebody. Nah, heartbreak is seeing a restaurant and remembering a conversation that never happened. It's hearing a song and thinking about a wedding that never existed. It's grieving a future nobody else can see, because technically you didn't lose it. It was never real. But your heart doesn't know that. If I could relive one moment, it wouldn't be our first kiss, it wouldn't be our last goodbye. It would be some random night when we were lying on the couch talking about 10 years from now. Because back then we still believed we'd get there. Shattered dreams still haunting me tonight. Not because I love you more, because I finally understand how much I loved us. Shattered dreams falling with the rain. I lost the person, I lost the future, and somehow the future hurts more. The light turns green, the city keeps moving, the key is still in my pocket, and for a second I almost drive back to a place that doesn't exist anymore. Shattered dreams. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me it hurt like this. Nobody told me my parents would get older, the house I grew up in would somehow feel smaller. Nobody told me friends would disappear without a fight, without a reason, just over years. I thought I'd have more time, I think we all do. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me it'd feel like this. One day you're young, next day you're missing people you thought would always exist. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody warned me about goodbye, how some things end without a last time. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me love could fade slowly, not with a broken heart, just quiet loneliness. Nobody told me the dreams come true and somehow you're still not happy the way you thought you'd be. Growing up feels different than I imagined. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me it'd feel like this. One day you're young, next day you're missing people you thought would always exist. Nobody prepared me prepared me for this. Nobody told me it hurt like this. One day you're laughing, next day you're looking at old pictures, trying not to miss. Nobody prepared me for this, but maybe that's life. Learning too late what mattered the whole time. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody prepared me for this. Maybe nobody could. I changed the wallpaper, packed up your things, stopped driving by your street, stopped wearing your ring. I told my friends I'm finally okay, but there's one thing I still can't throw away. Every now and then I scroll too far, and there you are, right where you always are. Your name in my phone feels heavier than it should. It's only a few letters, but it still hurts this good. I never call, I never text, I never cross that line, but your name in my phone still feels like mine. Your name in my phone, a memory I can't erase, 'cause deleting your number feels too much like replacing you. Someone asked about you the other day. I smiled and said you're doing great. The truth is I wouldn't know. I've spent so long trying not to know, but some nights get lonely and my hand forgets how many promises I've kept. I open your contact and close it again, like I've done 100 times since then. Love shouldn't cost your memory, love shouldn't erase your truth, but sometimes lonely hearts hold on to what they lose. The hardest part isn't missing you, the hardest part is knowing if you called tonight I'd still answer without thinking. Maybe that's how I know I'm not over us at all. Not because I want you back, because some part of me still lives inside that core. Now I'm rebuilding slowly, piece by piece at night, learning how to exist without needing your name for light. Your name in my phone. Maybe one day I'll let it go. Maybe one day I'll scroll past and not feel alone. Maybe healing isn't forgetting. Maybe healing is accepting the truth that some people leave, but never fully leave you. Your name in my phone still sitting where it's always been. Not because I'm waiting, just because I haven't learned how to say goodbye again. I deleted the pictures, I deleted the texts, but your name in my phone is the last thing left. I know I'll never call you again, so why can't I delete your number? It's buried somewhere in my contacts, between people I barely know, a name I never dial anymore, but somehow never let go. I changed my passwords, changed my routine, changed almost everything about who I've been. But every time I see a name, my thumb still hesitates. Funny how moving on can stop at something so small. It's only 10 digits. Why does it feel so heavy? A name in my phone still feels like home, even though I know that home's long gone. I never call, I never text, I never cross that line. But every time I think delete, something stops me every time. Your name in my phone, the last door I haven't closed. I found an old screenshot of a conversation from years ago. You sent a heart, I sent a joke, back when forever felt close. Now all that's left is a contact card, a photo I don't use, and 100 little memories attached to you. People think healing means forgetting someone exists. Nobody talks about the things you're scared to lose, even after they're gone. Maybe it's not your number, maybe it's everything behind it. Your name in my phone still feels like home, even though I know that home's long gone. I never call, I never text, I never cross that line. But every time I think delete, something stops me every time. Your name in my phone, the last door I haven't closed. The truth is, I'm not waiting for a message, I'm not waiting for you to come back. I'm just not ready to admit that this chapter ended years ago. Because once I delete your number, there's nothing left to pretend about. It's not hope, it's not love, it's goodbye. I'm afraid of your name in my phone. Used to be my favorite call, now it's just a reminder of how people change it all. I never call, I never text, and maybe that's okay. But tonight I finally understand why I couldn't walk away. Your name in my phone was never just a number, it was a piece of my life. I know I'll never call you again. Maybe that's why I still haven't deleted your number. I was looking for something and got lost in my feed. One more video, one more swipe, one more hour gone Everybody's winning, everybody's smiling. At least that's what I'm seeing. I know their stories, but forgot my own. Lost in my feet, lost in my feet, watching everybody else while losing me. Lost in my feet, lost in my feet, looking for a life I already need. Lost in my feet. I know where they're going, I know what they bought, I know who they're loving, I know what I've lost. The sun came up, I never noticed. Another night, gone unfocused. Everybody's online, nobody feels alive. Lost in my feet, lost in my feet, watching everybody else while losing me. Lost in my feet, lost in my feet, looking for a life I already need. Lost in my feet. Maybe the thing I'm chasing was never on a screen. Maybe the life I wanted was right in front of me. Lost in my feet, lost in my feet, watching everybody else while losing me. Lost in my feet, now I finally see the person I've been missing has always been me. Lost in my feet, lost in my feet. No more running, no more scrolling endlessly. I was looking for something, and got lost in my feet. I keep saying I'm okay, but I still play your voicemail. I keep saying I'm okay, but I still wait for your name. Maybe I'm smiling, maybe I'm breathing, but I'm not okay. It's 3 a.m. again, rain against my window pane. I found your old hoodie hanging where you left it that day. Everybody tells me time will heal the pain. It's been 2 whole years now. Why do I still feel the same? I know your number by memory, even though I deleted it twice. And every road in this city still takes me back to that night. I laugh when people ask me, how have you been lately? But nobody sees the version of me you're still saving. They see me moving on, they think I'm getting better, but every time your voice comes on, I'm right back where we left forever. I wish I'm okay, but I'm not. I still hear you when it's quiet. I still check my phone like somehow you'll call. I wish I'm okay, but I'm not. I'm smiling while my world is falling. Everybody says I'm healing, but they don't know I'm barely holding on. I wish I'm okay, but I'm not. Last week I drove past our street. I swear I saw your light. For a second I forgot you haven't lived there for years. There's 1,000 conversations still trapped inside my head, 1,000 I miss yous I never got to say. Sometimes I replay the last call, every single word, looking for a sign that could have changed this hurt. Maybe if I picked up sooner, maybe if I stayed, maybe all these memories wouldn't haunt me every day. Yeah, everybody thinks it's heartbreak. No, it's deeper than that. It's missing who I was before I learned how to live with cracks. I lost you, then I lost me. Now I'm just surviving, walking through the same old city, pretending I'm still trying. I'll post another smile, another photo, another lie. Nobody knows I'm falling apart every night. If I showed you every scar, would you still recognize me? If I told you how much I hurt, would you stay beside me? 'Cause I'm tired of saying everything's alright, when the truth is I've been losing this fight. I wish I'm okay, but I'm not. I still save your voicemail, I still stop when I hear your song, I still break when your name comes up. I wish I'm okay, but some nights I still need you, but some nights I still love you. Some nights I still become the person I was with you. I wish I'm okay, I really do. It's 3:17 a.m. Your voicemail ends, the room goes quiet again. And for the 100th time tonight I whisper, I'm okay, but I'm not. Nobody knew that was the last time. Nobody knew it was goodbye. Nobody saw the ending coming. If I had known the night was our last, I would have stayed a little longer. One more minute, one more laugh, one more memory I could keep. Nobody knew it was goodbye, and that's the part that breaks me. You said, see you next week, like you always did. I smiled, grabbed my keys and walked you to the door. And nothing felt different, nothing felt wrong. Just another ordinary moment in a life full of ordinary moments. You left your coffee on the counter, I almost texted you about it. Funny how the smallest things become the biggest memories. Nobody warns you that the last time feels exactly like every other time. Nobody knew it was goodbye. Nobody knew forever was ending that night. If I had known, I would have paid attention to every word, every smile, every second passing by. Nobody knew it was goodbye, and now I give anything to go back one more time. I replay that evening more than I should, looking for a sign, a pause, a reason, anything. But memories don't explain themselves, they just stay like unfinished conversations living inside your head. Everyone says you learn to let go, maybe that's true, but some moments never let go of you. We always believe there'll be another chance, another another call, another visit, another tomorrow. Nobody knew it was goodbye. Nobody knew forever was ending that night. If I had known, I would have stayed a little longer. One more story, one more joke, one more photograph to hold. Nobody knew it was goodbye, and that's why it hurts so much. The hardest part isn't that you're gone. The hardest part is knowing I was there and didn't know. If I had known it was the last time, I would have paid attention to all the little things I thought I'd see again. The way you laughed, the way you said my name, the way the room fell when you were in it. We didn't know we were making our final memory. We were just living, and somehow that's what makes it unbearable. Nobody knew it was goodbye. Nobody knew it was the last page. Nobody knew the ordinary moment would become the one we'd never forget. One more minute, one more laugh, one more chance to make it last. Nobody knew it was goodbye. And that's what breaks me now. You said, see you next week. I said, yeah, see you then. Neither of us knew there wouldn't be one. Nobody knew it was goodbye.